It's finally sinking in. The air we breathe is so dirty that childhood asthma rates have jumped fourfold in the last 20 years, making puffers de rigueur in knapsacks all over the world. Asthma affects 2.5 million Canadians. Even our Prime Minister suffers from it. Children living in southern Ontario and poor urban neighborhoods are the most likely to develop breathing problems because of higher exposure to ground-level pollutants like ozone, carbon monoxide, nitrogen dioxide, and lead. Elsewhere, the challenges are even greater. Beijing, set to host the Olympics in 2008, has been nicknamed Greijing by the athletes who fear for their health by competing there and have been advised to arrive in the city no more than 4 days before their events. Traffic police in Beijing have a life expectancy of 43 years because of air pollution. Closer to home, smog pollutants caused 1,700 premature deaths in Toronto and 6,000 hospitalizations in 2006. In a big city like Toronto, the toxic stew of air pollution and the urban heat island effect has disastrous health and environmental consequences. An urban heat island is what is created when there is too little green space because of overdevelopment, causing the area to be much warmer than its surroundings. This increase in temperature is intensified when concrete and pavement re-radiate the heat. City temperatures can be higher by as much as 10 degrees Celsius. What can we do to help combat global warming, air pollution, and the resulting health problems? There are lots of solutions. Park your car. Turn off your air conditioner. Change your light bulbs. Use cloth shopping bags. Compost your garbage. Reduce your consumption. Buy local food. Use public transport. And replace your divot. This means if your building removes green space, you can put it back on the roof. Green roofs are a big part of the solution, and though they may be new to most of us, they have existed in many parts of the world for a long time. Green roofs can be traced back thousands of years to the Hanging Gardens of Babylon, and in more recent centuries to Northern Europe. Throughout the UK and the Netherlands, sod roofs have been used for hundreds of years for insulation and cooling. Lonzo Meadows, the Viking settlement in Newfoundland, is an example of early settlers using a sod roof for warmth, protection, and aesthetic appeal. Little did these early settlers know, a green roof also helps to clean and cool the air around them. In the past several decades, municipal and state governments in Europe have been encouraging green roof development through financial incentives and legislation. More than 14% of flat roofs in Germany contain green roof infrastructure. The city of Stuttgart has provided economic support for green roofs since 1986, and greening of all public buildings is required as old roofs are replaced. In Münster, Germany, the city charges a stormwater fee, which is reduced by 80% when a green roof is installed. Since 2002, building regulations in Basel, Switzerland have stipulated that all new and renovated flat roofs must be greened to provide valuable habitat, and proceeds from their electricity tax are diverted to a subsidy program for green roofs. Chicago and Portland, Oregon are green roof leaders in North America. After deadly heat waves hit Chicago in the mid-90s, the mayor got on board to reduce the urban heat island effect. By helping to reduce greenhouse gas emissions in urban areas, they realized that green roofs also help to achieve the aims of the Kyoto Protocol. Since then, many policies have been put into play, such as density bonuses for developers whose buildings have vegetative coverage of 50% or more. New and retrofit roofs must meet a minimum standard for solar reflection, which is most effectively achieved with a green roof. Stormwater retention, credits, and grants for residential and commercial green roofs are widely available. So then, just what is a green roof? Well, it's one that is partially or completely covered with vegetation and soil, planted over a waterproof membrane. Then it becomes an air cleaner and heat reducer, an insulator, stormwater container, and a biodiversity protector with huge aesthetic value, not to mention financial reward.
But this is what they will all look like when they come up, all right? You are a lucky group because you're planting in our latest garden. Can you name some of the other gardens in the schoolyard? What have we got? We've got the maze, the Millennium Garden, the Peace Garden. Anybody else?
The kindergarten.
The kindergarten, for sure. What about the learning garden where we harvest our vegetables?
Whoops. Oh, there we are. Down she goes. She's going to mess that up.
And the winter garden over by the baseball diamond, we have our evergreen trees. We call that our winter garden.
Well, you know, if you're talking about developing new systems, then this is the front page story.
Inspired by all the achievements being made in green roof technology, our community at Jackman Avenue Public School, including parents, teachers, and students, began to investigate the possibility of installing a green roof. In the summer months, the temperatures in our third-floor classrooms soared. As a gold-level eco-school in downtown Toronto, it was imperative that we find an environmentally responsible solution for our problem. Initially, trees were planted near the building, which helped. Then solar blinds were installed to deflect the heat, and ceiling fans and UV film on the windows were added.
The board sends it out for tender and it comes back at $90,000.
Something more was needed, and discussion regarding other measures began to galvanize the school body in the direction of a green roof.
Okay guys, I got a green roof.
This all coincided with our school roof requiring an upgrade. In a lucky coalescence of events, the Green Roof Project was able to address all of these issues in an enlightened way. Serendipitously, on February 1st, 2006, the Toronto City Council adopted a comprehensive set of green roof policies.
To decide how to expand green roofs across the city on new buildings.
They included commitments to install green roof infrastructure on new and existing buildings, and the establishment of financial incentives for privately owned green roofs. What had seemed like a monumental task now appeared surprisingly manageable.
That we've been given approval and the green roof is going to go ahead.
Our vision aligned with the city, school community, and neighborhood at large, and we went ahead and raised our green roof.
This is a roof. This is the roof. Then over the top of this, we're going to be putting on
In the process, we discovered that the planning and building of a green roof is just a series of layers. Layers and legislation. First, we had to remove the old layers of roof. And then we added new ones to seal and insulate the building. Next, we added the specific green roof elements, starting with a root barrier, a drainage panel, a soilless mix for planting, specially formulated to minimize weight after a heavy rain, and the plants themselves. Drought resistant, native, edible, colorful. All these layers added up to something economically viable and environmentally sustainable. They clean the air and capture stormwater. They help protect biodiversity and teach our students to be proactive stewards of their environment.
In the fall, we plant tulip and daffodil bulbs here. In later spring, we plant pansies.
And friends of Jackman Public School, I welcome you on behalf of our students to this awesome school and to the official opening of the Jackman Green Roof. 2, 1!
We compost and we recycle, so Jackman's an eco school, and we have to do
If we can raise a green roof, so can you. All the skills of our little community were brought to bear up on our roof. We had to fundraise and apply for grants from both public and private sources. We had to educate ourselves and learn about this exciting technology and how it fits into our immediate environment.
Asphalt brick. Now what does it say? 27.7 degrees Celsius.
And in the process, we learned many things. Our students recorded the temperature data both before and after the installation. We also discovered that a green roof has the potential to reduce internal temperatures by 3 to 4 degrees Celsius in the summertime and insulate in the winter in a more effective way than conventional internal insulation, preventing heat and dollars from going through the roof by as much as 25%. Of course, there are significant public benefits too. A green roof cleans the air that our students breathe, especially important to young developing lungs. There are too many smog days in Toronto when children are not supposed to play outdoors. While filtering particulate matter and absorbing pollutants, our green roof provides additional oxygen and helps control humidity. And it has an impact on the air quality and reflected heat in the whole neighborhood. Imagine what more green roofs could do. We could alter the climate of the entire city. Another important benefit of a green roof is its ability to reduce stormwater runoff. Depending on the plants and the depth of the growing medium, green roofs retain 70 to 90% of the water that falls on them. They not only retain water, but they moderate its temperature and act as natural filters for any water that does happen to run off. For all of the cities needing to overhaul sewage systems, here is the solution. The practical, health, and financial rewards of a green roof are vital. But what of the aesthetic reward? Priceless. Studies show that hospital patients whose rooms look out onto green space recover much faster than those who look out at parking lots or buildings.
Oh, you found a word, show that.
Those of us living amongst and caring for the natural world are able to deal more successfully with stress. Less concrete means crime rates diminish and pride of place expands. Studies show that greener schoolyards reduce aggressive play. Butterflies and ladybugs love it too. The enhancement of biodiversity in urban areas is crucial to the survival of our world. By creating a natural habitat in urban areas where so much has been lost, species of birds and insects on the verge of extinction will flourish.
Layers and legislation are what it takes to build a green roof, and every building can have one. If you replace your divot and urge your community to do the same, then layer by layer, we will build a greener world.
I keep on telling you I found a place that'll keep you